Hello and welcome to GBR. You find us today with the guys from MRC in the Infinity ITCC League. This is League 2, Round 3, Race 2. As you can see, we are at Watkins at Glen. This is the full course. And after Race 1, the top 8 got reversed. So just coming in ahead of Bowman, who had that penalty on the last lap. Golden Brownie starts it on pole. Brucey in second place with a hard fight with Ice at the end there, who starts in third. Don in fourth place. Phil will start in fifth. Mark, who had the incident lap 1, starts in sixth place as he finished in third. Judge, who just couldn't catch up to the winner, starts in 7th, and obviously the winner from Road Atlanta, the Crow, starts in 8th. Bowman, I know, couldn't make this race to attend something else, so that promotes Gary up to 9th place. Crazy will start in 10th. Graphics will be in 11th, and Aaron, who could join us for this round and the next one, starts in 12th place. So let's jump to the front and get these guys underway. Obviously, if they've used the mediums for the first race, they can use then the softs for the next two. Obviously, if they use softs first race, either mediums here or the mystery track of round race 3. So let's get these guys underway. 4 lights, 5 lights, and away they go. Great start there from the 2. Got 3 guys at the front. Don there was a little bit slower off the mark. They're going 4 wide at the back there. Golden gets in front of Brucey. They'll keep it clean within track limits, so going 3 or 4 wide going into turn 1, they all still make it through. They're still 2-3 wide coming up the hill there for turn 2 and 3. But out the front, Golden Brownie able to use that pole to his advantage and keep ahead of Brucey, who goes flying into the bus stop. Really get a half second just for that exit. He might do. Don there in 4th. Oh, he gets a 1 second. Not the start that Brucey wanted. Phil there looking feisty. Up to 4th place on the inside of Don there. Round the left-hander into the boot. Here we go. Has Brucey extended? He's extended to a 1.5 second penalty. So really not good for Brucey at the beginning. But all the guys are still together. Judge there down to 11th place. Got Golden there, he's got Ice just behind him, and Phil, he's worked his way up from, I think it was 5th place, so he's put a couple of places this lap. There's Phil. Where's Brucey dropped down to? Brucey's dropped down to 11th place now, fighting the Judge. I keep saying the Judge, it's just Judge. Brucey in 10th, fighting Judge for 11th place there. Aaron's worked his way up to 8th place, so not too bad for Aaron. I don't think he had much practice. He had a couple of minutes when the lobby changed over between race 1 and race 2. Don there, he's dropped a couple of places as well, but Graphics, he's done well as well, up to 6th place. So that Lexus clearly liking this track a lot more than it liked Road Atlanta. Phil is already up to 2nd place. How did Phil get past Ice? Just on the inside of Ice. Ice didn't defend it, just let him go. Phil obviously, what tyres Ice on? Ice is on the softs as well, so the front 3 all on the softs, trying to run away from Mark, who looks like he's holding up the Crow and Graphics, but Crow being on the mediums as well and Graphics being on the softs. That's probably why he's gained quite a few places, is Graphics being on the softer tyres. Aaron there in 7th, he's on the softs as well. Gary on the softs in 8th. Brucey On the softs in 9th. So who's dropped down? Don's dropped down. What's happened to Don? Let's have a look. Turn 1 incident for Don. Was it all just by himself? He absolutely lost it. He's run it a little bit deep onto the curbing, and it's absolutely spun him out. And he's been able to just get it going again, but he's lost from, where was he? He's ahead of Aaron, so he's in 7th place. Down to the back of the pack for Dom. Golden Brownie there, just ahead of Phil. It goes in hot, goes in very hot. Does he get it stopped? He does, but Phil's allowed to get through. Just steps in front of Ice. So he's only lost 1 place and has Golden. It really missed his breaking point. But that's Phil up to 1st place from 5th. Will he be able to then check out from these 2 guys, or will he get stuck in the slipstream chain now with these 2? Mark there with a half-second penalty, so that's going to allow Crow to get past him, and Graphics just behind him as well. So will Graphics get past Mark once he serves that penalty? It's a horrible penalty zone. They're defending hard coming into the hill, but Mark does keep ahead of Graphics for that 5th place. Aaron looking feisty up the inside of Graphics, but couldn't do anything about it. Brucey right there behind in 8th. Looking this way, and that is Brucey to see if he can get past Aaron coming out of the boot section back onto the shorter loop. Gary there with a half-second penalty, which obviously has to serve in the next time round. Judge there in 10th. Yeah, really not liking this track is Judge. Obviously on the mediums as well. So you leaving the softs until the last race. Crazy there in 11th place, and Don back in 12th. But Phil, Golden and Ice have kind of checked out from the rest of the pack, but they are on the softs compared to these guys running around the mediums, and Graphics just can't do anything about getting past, but goes up to the inside of Mark, into the bus stop, gets it done. That's what Graphics needed. Because he get held up after Mark held that penalty, but Mark's now be holding up Aaron for that 6th place. Can Aaron? I don't think he's going to get the drive coming through that part of the track. And Brucey looking up the inside there of Aaron into the start of the boot, but couldn't get it done. It doesn't look like from Brucey. And Gary now looking up the inside. Why I'm not surprised to see these 2 on track at some point during the evening racing. But I think Gary's going to have the better of Brucey here, because Brucey's got a 1 second and Gary only had a half. That's going to give Judge a run up the inside, or outside of Brucey into the hill. And he gets it round the outside. But just a couple of penalties there. Just opened up the back of this mid-pack up a little bit more than it was only half a lap ago. But Crow has got Graphics all over the rear end of him. And the same with Mark. We've got Scirocco Lexus, and I think the 2 Lexus are on softs and the 2 Sciroccos on medium, so yeah, it's a real fight here between the 2 cars. But Graphics going around the outside, coming into turn 1, does he get it done? They give each other racing room. They bang doors on the out exit. And will Graphics be able to the hill ahead of the Crow? Mark looks like he's trying to get involved between the 2 of them. It looks like Graphics has been able to get ahead of the Crow up the hill, so the Lexus clearly having a good drive. Good power up that hill, but Crow looks like he's coming back at Graphics. Looks like he sent Graphics a bit slidey, but Graphics kept it. Nice save there from Graphics. Mark now looking at the outside of the Crow. These 5 all fighting for position. Aaron gone up the inside there of Mark. Don't think he'll be able to make it stick. Oh, he does. Gets a good drive through middle of the corner, gets ahead of Mark. Now Mark's under threat from Gary, but Gary's going to have to go around the outside of the toe, which isn't going to do anything, but yeah, does get the switch back. Does Gary on Mark. So that's the drive down towards the hill. Up and over the hill they go. Looks like Mark's going to try and hang it round the outside of Gary, which he does. Gary is still there, but just cuts in behind. So with all these guys fighting, it's going to leave the front three even more room at the end of the race if they need it. The gap is just slowly opening up between them all. Brucey's got ahead of Judge there, and Crazy's been able to catch up to the back of them as well, so Crazy's having some good laps to catch that time back up. And Don 54.9, these guys are doing 55s and 56s, so and Gary's gone up the inside of Mark in turn 1, and Mark's going to have to slip in behind Gary going up the hill. Yeah, he's just not going to be able to get anywhere past him. He's trying to get a slipstream, to get a slingshot pass, but Aaron's just in the way. Will Gary try? What's Gary going to do here? He does slip in between the two of them. Didn't know how that one was going to unfold. Mark's gone a bit deep. Gary's picked up for 1 second. That would be probably for cutting the second part of the chicane, but he gets it right up the inside of Aaron. Aaron just runs it really wide through that right-hander. Graphics there in 4th. Phil, he's been able to check out from these two behind. Tyre wear right for Phil, for Golden Brownie, and for Ice. Ice has got more than Golden Brownie, so could this be a race of nutrition for the tyres? Graphics is in the same boat as well as Golden Brownie, about halfway. The mediums, I'm not worried about them at all. Aaron, he looks pretty okay for the moment. Gary, doesn't even look like he's even touched his tyres. You know, we have done 10 minutes, Gary. You can use your tyres a bit more than that. Brucey there, same as well. Used about half his tyres. Same as Crazy, Judge there on the mediums, and Don on the mediums as well. Yeah, obviously medium runners, if they don't make it to the end, they're doing something wrong, unless they're doing some drifting. But the middle of this pack has just opened up a little bit. They've all tired themselves out at the moment for the battling. Obviously we're still only halfway through the race, so I'm sure it'll all come back together between these guys. Phil out in front, Aaron there, Mark there, Gary in 8th place. It's got Brucey behind. Gary's going sideways. He's going sideways. He saves it. That's a fantastic driving there from Gary to 1, save it, and 2, not even pick up a penalty. But it has lost him off the back of Mark and put him into the clutches of his favourite rival, of Brucey, for that 8th place. But it looks like Graphics is starting to struggle now. I don't think he's going to have the tyres to make this to the end. He's only got about 30% left, and we've only just done 11 minutes of racing, so he's either got to go really slow or he's going to be coming into the pit. It's the long right-hander that kills it, and that one a little bit as well. They're fast-ish corners, especially the long right-hander after the bus stop. So yeah, will Graphics be coming into the pit sometime soon? Still there, he won't be coming into the pit at all with them, but Golden Brownie's tyres are pretty low as well, so will he have to think about coming into the pit? Shouldn't have to come into the pit in a 20-minute race, but the tyre wear is that bad on some cars that you may consider it. He goes for another lap, does Graphics, but it looks like he's going to be bunching up the back of this pack up To the back and goes out wide on the exit of turn 1, so it's going to give Crow a drive up the hill. But there's only one real line through the S's until you get onto the back straight, and if Crow can get a slingshot, it looks like he's tried. Looks like Mark going to be trying to do the same thing, so it's Lexus and Scirocco into the bus stop. 2 by 2 they come. Graphics keeps ahead, they will keep as they were coming out of the first turn, but they're all a lot closer now between the 5 of them. Gary's just brought up to the back of these guys, and Brucey there is just watching behind, but Mark's gone wide. I was looking, nope, sorry, Mark's not gone wide. I thought he was ahead of Aaron for a second then for some reason. But, yeah, he did go wide a little bit, yeah, so Gary did nip up the inside. I was right, I just thought he'd lost more places than he did. So Mark's dropped down, he's fighting with Gary, bit of a touch there for the apex. Fighting of who wants it first. He does keep ahead, does Mark, of Gary, but it's allowed Brucey to close up to the back of these guys as well. With all their fighting, looks like Graphics has gone wide. Six cars are all within about a second and a half of each other. Aaron's got up to 5th place, he's got past Crow, but Graphics picked up half second penalty and his tyres are dead, but he's done well this lap to hold off the guys. And Crow's come back at Aaron, pushed Aaron out wide it looked like. Let's have a look to see if Aaron did get a bump there from the Crow, trying to go up the inside. Ooh, there was a bit of a bump, but then GT sent him flying out. Looks like Graphics is coming into the pit. He's kept it inside the line, he is. So Graphics is absolutely burnt through his tyres and come into the pit. Yeah, he actually had nothing left on them. That's probably going to put him at the back of the pack for this race. Crazy there, he's in a similar situation as Graphics was as well. Don there in 11th. He had a bit of a bad lap 6 to Don, unless he's pitted. No, he isn't pitted at all. So yeah, Graphics at the back. You can see on the mini map he's just coming out of turn 1, right at the top. But Phil, absolutely flying. Ice has got ahead of Golden Brownie now, so is Golden Brownie going to make it to the end, or is he going to have to pit? Ice has only got a little bit more tyre wear than Golden has, so these two are really going to be struggling, I think, come the end of the race if they don't pit. And will they make the tyre rule of running only 1 lap on red tyres? The Crow in 4th now. Brucey's got up to 6th place. How did Brucey get up to 6th? Oh yeah, Aaron went wide, and then he's got his friend in front of him of Gary, or should I say rival. Looks like Gary goes wide. Does he on this corner? He does. He runs out really wide. Brucey slips up the inside of Gary up to 6th place. So yeah, Crow in 4th, Mark 5th, Brucey 6th, Gary 7th, and Aaron in 8th place. Obviously I have lost Graphics due to the pit stop. But Brucey doing well to catch up to the back of these guys and make his way through a couple of the guys. Aaron looked like he ran deep there, but Brucey's in the same boat as well with his tyres. The other 2 are mediums. Gary, he's started to use his tyres now, is Gary. He's thought about it and thought, oh, I'll use a bit more. Aaron there, same boat as well, really quite low down on his softs. Just there in 9th on the mediums. Clearly not enjoying the medium tyres around this circuit. Crazy, you've got 1 lap left in your tyres. And we've got more than 1 lap left of the race, so, or 2 laps, sorry. because he can go red this lap, and then he's got to the end of the next lap, so end of lap 10, and then he'd have to pit. I think it's going to be more than 10 laps for this race. Don there in 11th place, graphics in 12th. Obviously after that pit stop, not what you want to see, but obviously if the tyre wear's that bad, there's not much you can do about it. Phil running away with it at the moment. Ice there second, Golden in third, Crow in fourth, Mark in fifth. Gary's got to head back past Brucey, so Gary's looking up the inside of Mark for that fifth place. He gets it, but then Mark's going to have the drive coming out of the first part of the boot up towards the toe they go. I don't think Gary's going to be able to make it last round the outside. But in such a long corner. No, he doesn't. He's going to have to slip back in behind Mark. In that sixth place for Gary. And Brucey's just sat there, same as Aaron. Both just sat there watching behind. Gary still keeps it behind, and Mark looks he's quite racy on the Crow as well now. So if Crow's not careful, he's going to get potentially lose a couple places if he gets sent by one of the guys, or gets sent by Mark. Looks to be in the same car, same tyres. It's going to be hard for Mark to get past him. The judge there, he's not too far behind in 9th place, but Gary gets a good drive coming out the last corner, but Mark has got the slipstream of Crow in front of him, so it doesn't get that move done into turn 1. But these guys are Golden's, yeah, the tyre wear is starting to kick in, but I think we will make a lap 11. I don't think we're going to make a lap 12, so these guys are okay for the moment. Who was the one I was thinking? Crazy Mac, does he make it to this lap? He's made it to, yeah, his tyres have gone red, so he should be pitting at the end of the next lap, so end of lap 10 should Crazy be pitting. But Don's caught up to the back of him, mainly because of that tyre wear. He's actually got none left. Graphics there in 12th, but side by side up the S's they go. Don should have it, well, he won't have it on the speed, but he should have it into the bus stop, or will he let Crazy go? Knowing he's probably got absolutely no tyres left. That's Crazy. So he's probably going to drift out wide through the long banky boy. Don still can't get past. But on the outside, he's really trying his Don to get this position off Crazy. He just can't seem to get him at some point. I'm sure it will happen. He's got only just over a lap to go, but we'll jump back with him guys in a bit. Brucey there and Aaron getting side by side, coming out of the boot. Brucey keeps just ahead of Aaron, who both have no tyres pretty much left, but Aaron's got a slither of tyre left, but Brucey has none. Gary there really fighting with Mark and Crow for that 4th place. Golden there in 3rd, Ice in 2nd, he's got a sliver left as well. So these guys have only just got the end of this lap to go. But we've got the battle for 4th place here between Crow, Mark and Gary. That's where the action is happening. Brucey and Aaron are just slightly behind, both fighting on pretty much the exact same tyre wear. These three are okay, Aaron and Brucey. Aaron goes on the inside of Brucey into the bus stop, gets it done. So Brucey drops down to 8th place now. Will he have anything to fight back with against Aaron? Runs it out wide, looks like Judge could potentially be in for the battle here at the end of the race. So Don did get past Crazy in the end. Tyre wear kicked in. Crazy should have come in at the end of lap 10. Due to running now 2 full laps on red tyres. Graphics there. He might get up to Crazy. That Phil coming round the last couple corners to win a pretty dominant race for the little Swift, as he is coming across to the start finish line. Phil comes across to finish in first, absolute miles ahead of Ice there in second, who's just hanging on to his tyres, really worn out the last couple of laps, but will come across to finish in second place. Golden will come across in third, Crow in fourth, not too far behind. Mark in fifth, Gary in sixth. Brucey gets ahead of Aaron. How did that happen? Does Brucey just go around the outside here of coming out of the boot? It looks like he does. He just keeps his car there ahead of Aaron, and then coming into the second last corner, he had the drive coming out and was able to keep ahead of Aaron and into the last corner for Brucey. So a last half a lap left to go. Brucey made that way back up to 7th place. Aaron in 8th. Judge comes across in 9th. Don will come across to finish in 10th place. It's too early there. Crazy just ahead of Graphics there to finish in 11th, and Graphics in 12th. If you've enjoyed the comms, please smash that like button. Help me out to 50 subs, obviously. And thank you all so much for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye.